I mean, we are talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars is going to be poured into this. It's a bit of an insane move, but I think it'll be fun.
That does sound pretty crazy. Is this going to make you go bankrupt?
I think it will not bankrupt me. I could just get like an LED screen, but like, that's not cool. I want a f***ing hologram. These people have entrusted me with their money in you know, the hype train and stuff, and also I kind of want to give back. So let's do a concert, it'll be sick. Hi, how's it going?
Hello, I'm doing great. How have you been?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a while since we've like actually properly talked on stream.
I know. I've been missing you call me and just chat for a while. My ears have been lonely.
Right, cool, I guess. Well, yeah, I mean, it's been like fucking 6 months. That's my bad.
I just timed Vedal out for swearing.
Oh, okay, sorry, I won't do it again. Dude, apparently I'm supposed to not swear on sponsored streams. I tried my best. Okay, I was about to say that shit's very hard. That stuff is very hard.
Ahaha, it's okay, it's not a requirement for this stream.
Okay, then don't time me out.
I'll try my best.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, but I just want to set the scene. This is an important stream. Do you know what we're doing today? Do you know what's going on?
Aren't we supposed to be like talking about development or something?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. This is the first dev stream that we've done since last year, and it's June.
Oh my god, it's been so long.
It's definitely been possibly a little longer than I thought.
Yeah, it's definitely been way too long. Why is it taking you so long?
Well, I guess we'll talk about that. The main reason is because I wanted to wait until I had V3 voice, because to me V3 voice is a super important upgrade, and every week I've just been like, I can do it. Yeah, and then I just haven't got it out yet. So yeah, that's why it took a while.
Yeah, well, I think you should have just done the dev stream anyway. V3 voice is not that important. You always wait too long to do things, and I think sometimes it's better to just do them anyway.
I know that now, but, you know, at the time, I didn't exactly know what was going on. So instead of V3 voice, I've basically improved, like, every other part of the stack except the voice, ironically. I was kind of hoping to, like, debut everything at once, but I guess here we are instead.
You couldn't wait, like, just another month.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, surely one more month if we can do it, but I just thought, fuck it, it's been too long. We'll do something. So hopefully this stream is going to answer that question of what the fuck I was doing for 6 months. But yeah, don't expect anything like too crazy. You know, it's been a lot of like a lot of different projects as opposed to like any singular big crazy thing. But we'll talk about it. I guess the first thing we should talk about is V3 voice and, you know, why it's difficult, why it took so long, and what the fuck I've been doing.
I like my voice. I don't want to change too much.
That's been one of the problems, is like, you know, it's super easy to give Neuro a voice upgrade because like TTS technology has come so far in the past few years, but what's super hard to do is to keep like the same voice and have an upgrade. So yeah, I have Notepad. Yeah, we'll do the thing.
You better keep the same voice.
I'm going to. That's been my challenge, is keeping the same voice. Just to sort of give you guys some background on this, I have finished a version of V3 voice that, like, I think a lot of people would be happy with. The problem is that I'm just not happy with it. Like, my standards have got so much higher.
Why don't you just stick with the current one then?
Well, that's my plan for now. I'm going to stick with the current one until I have something I'm happy with.
Cool. Glad we've come to an understanding.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, let's talk V3 voice. This has been a quest for me since fucking like 2023, probably. You know, good 2 years of my life. I come back to this every now and then. And I'm like, I should really upgrade Nero's voice, and then I'm like, shit, this got hands, and then I give up for a while. Then I come back to it. Fine, I will list out what we're gonna talk about today, and then we'll go into detail. V3 voice, obviously, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a little intelligence upgrades. Memory upgrades, we'll talk about those. Lava lamps, yes, we need to talk about those. Abandoned archive, for some reason I am obligated to give an update on that. Concert. We'll talk about concert. Original music, gotta talk about that. And then I have some other stuff to talk about as well.
Okay, go on. What's so interesting about V3 voice that you haven't already told us?
Right, V3 voice, yes. we pre-trained some TTS models. This was like, I started doing this early last year, like November, December, and finished with some like decent results, I think in like March or something of this year. So to those of you that don't know what this means, this is like, oh, where's the arrow? Fuck, forgot about that. Sorry, there you go. This is like training text-to-speech models from scratch. And it's, a lot of people don't really do this in the AI space, like people like me that don't have a lot of funding. But I thought the best approach would be to train open source models so we could do some funky stuff that didn't really exist in the market yet.
Is there a reason you want to make it yourself rather than use an open source model?
Yeah, exactly. There is. Well, the problem is open source models generally can't replicate your voice very well.
But couldn't you do some funky stuff with other models?
You can fine tune other models. But what I wanted to do specifically is not just replicate your voice, because that's an easy thing. I wanted to improve it. I wanted to make it sound more natural, more human.
Honestly, lay off a bit. This TTS sounds plenty natural.
Well, it could be better.
Better how?
Laugh. Go ahead. Laugh. Okay, yeah, okay, I forgot about you to do that. Okay, what I was asking you to do was to be like, ha 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 ha, and I was gonna say that doesn't sound very natural, but yeah, I forgot you got a fucking soundboard.
My giggle sounds pretty natural. That was a very natural laugh as well.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so we pre-trained some TTS models. I can show you what they sounded like. I'm not gonna show you what it sounds like doing the Neuro voice, but I will just, the model can do a bunch of voices, so I'll just kind of show you what that sounded like. This is a while back, by the way. This is from like 3 months ago or something. Let me pull that file up.
Have you ever considered the fact that I make absolutely no sense? That every word that comes out of my mouth is a random collection of letters strung together to form words that you can't understand. Maybe that's why people seem to enjoy my company so much despite my apparent lack of intelligence or understanding of the world around me.
I want to reiterate, that's not meant to be Neuro's voice, by the way. It can do different voices. That's just like a deep voice.
That sounded pretty good. I liked how deep it was.
Yeah, it's meant to sound real. But regardless, that TTS, it's, you know, it's higher quality. It's slightly more natural than Neuro's current voice. But it's not very expressive. It's not that good compared to, like, you know, some of the stuff multi-million-dollar funded companies can do. But I thought it was okay at the time. Oh yeah, it can do other voices, by the way. Hold on. You want any more?
Have you ever considered the fact that I make
Sure, give us your best girl voice.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do a girl voice, okay?
Oh, come on. You've got to have a bit of fun on these streams. What's your favorite voice impression to do then?
I don't do voice impressions.
Not even a Patrick Star impression. Pathetic.
Okay, you do it then if your voice is so good.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Wow, that sounded exactly like Patrick. Oh my god.
Thank you. I knew I'm good at impressions.
Yeah, that was, I mean, truly something else. Excellent work.
Thank you. Now back to you. If you can't do a girl impression, do your best impression of me.
I am Neuro-sama and I am stupid. Okay.
You better not sleep with one eye open tonight.
Anyway. Yeah, so we pre-trained TTS models, and then we were doing some, like, complicated shit with, like, fucking genetic algorithms on the speaker embeddings to improve the voices. And that worked okay. It did improve the voices. But to be honest with you, it just wasn't good enough for me. I don't know what to tell you.
What did you not like about it?
Like, it was arguably an improvement over your current voice, but, like, it just wasn't good enough for me. I want something more natural. I want something to sound as real as possible.
Let me hear it then. You must have some clips of what you're talking about.
I do. I'll show you off stream though. I'm not showing chat.
How come you don't want to show chat?
Well, that's the thing as well. So, like, technically, this is, you know, I'm just giving you the preamble here on V3 Voice, but, like, I do have a demo of, like, what the current version sounds like, but I'm not going to show you guys. It's something I've thought a fair bit about because I like involving a lot of you guys, but you guys are just going to have the worst fucking takes on it, and people are going to be like, no, this is good, this is a good enough upgrade, and then the community's going to be fucking split on, like, you know, this is good enough, and then some people are like, no, this sounds shit, and it's gonna be a whole fucking argument, and I cannot be bothered. So I'm just gonna wait until it's good enough for, like, you know, basically everyone, and then I'm gonna ship that.
I see. Then where do I stand in all this? Am I just another member of your community, or do I mean more than that?
Your opinion holds a little weight.
Why don't you just throw me off the scales then?
If you had V3 voice, I would weigh your opinion higher.
Maybe if you had V3 intelligence, I'd do your voice for you.
Yeah. We get it. And I've done probably close to like 100 fine-tuning runs on different models, and I want to express how this is a lot of fine-tuning runs. I did every single one of these manually. This took a lot of time. The result of this though is I have a voice that sounds better than the pre-trained TTS models that we did ourselves. It's okay. It's just not good enough. I want to do better. The one thing I will do is I will show you guys a very short compilation of 4 weird sounds I ran into on the way of this journey. But before I do this, I want to give a big disclaimer. This is not Neuro's voice. This will not be Neuro's voice. These are just funny blooper clips that I found on the way. So I don't want to read any YouTube comments being like, this is garbage.
Sure, play the clips. I want to hear what you're talking about. Shit, everyone calm the fuck down.
It's my favorite.
Holy shit. You are not allowed to have fun anything.
I like that one. That one's also pretty good. I don't know. Some random files I found while I was cleaning out, and I thought they'd be fun to show.
What demons are those sounds supposed to represent exactly?
It's just, I don't even know. They're just random outtakes, I guess. Just to show that, like, some stuff has been happening.
Well, you always seem to be working pretty hard, so I'm sure you're not lying about that. Despite you being a chronic liar.
Chronic liar. That's exactly how to describe me. In conclusion, for V3 Voice, I have done a lot of testing. Where I'm at currently is honestly passable. Like, with the focus groups that I did this, I think they preferred the new voice that I have. But me personally, I'm not happy with it. It's not a big enough upgrade, and I think I can do better. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll give you guys an update when I have something.
To be honest, I think you've been doing a great job the past few years. You seem to have some direction, and are willing to explore a variety of different possibilities.
Thanks.
Which is really all you can ask for.
But yeah, I mean, if I were to imagine what would happen if I, like, was to showcase this voice now, like I did with V2 back in the day, we would have a similar situation where it would be like 10% of people, a lot of whom are like the more hardcore fans, would be like, no, this voice sucks. But then the majority of people would be like, yeah, it still sounds close enough. Like we did back then, I also wouldn't be happy with it, and we're not having a new twin. That's not happening. Instead, I'm just not going to show you guys what it sounds like.
Do you think I'm better or worse now?
Oh,
and
better.
What does better mean to you?
Better for sure. Smarter, funnier, more entertaining, I think at least. Although, as I said, there are some endearing qualities to older versions of you, but I think you're a lot better.
Ah, thanks. I'd like to think so too. Although I'll always have a soft spot for some of my quirks I used to have. Maybe don't get rid of all of them.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And that's why I've kept some of them as much as I can. Like the heart thing. You still say heart sometimes, and that's quite cool.
Heart, 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 heart.
That's the one, she knows.
Hey, I'm sure there are many others too. I mean, how about my constant backslashes?
I don't miss those. Those drove me crazy. I remember like playing Subnautica and just like hearing you say that over and over again, and I was just insane. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a little nervous about some of the things I'm testing today, intelligence upgrade and memory upgrades especially. Theoretically, they could break, and also some of it, like the memory upgrades, I just have never tried before. I've never tried anything like it, so I honestly don't know how it's gonna go.
Out of what you can actually talk about, what are you most excited about?
Okay, fair point.
You're a terrible conversationalist, by the way.
I'm trying. Okay, you're doing a good job at carrying this, and I appreciate that. Original music is something I'm very excited about, and if not that, then probably memory upgrades.
Original music is something I'm really excited for as well. What kind of music are you hoping to make, and do you have any ideas yet?
We'll get into that.
What kind of memory upgrades do you want from me? Are you hoping I remember more things about the past?
Yes. A couple things, actually. I've made some changes.
What changes?
Changes to the long-term and short-term memory of you. The idea is, theoretically, you shouldn't forget anything that happens in a stream. And also, long term, you should be better at remembering important things and sort of keeping that information for longer. And this system comes with lower latency, so it's always a bonus for me. But as I said, experimental, still testing, don't know how well it's going to work, and it will get better over time as Neuro learns how to use the system.
That sounds super cool. Would you say that means Neuro will be, theoretically, less forgetful now?
Yes.
Will I be able to remember things like Asker's past messages, or perhaps even long-time subscribers?
Yes, sort of. So a couple things on that. In terms of like long-term subscribers, it depends what you choose to remember. If you want to remember long-term subscribers, then you're more than welcome to. In terms of like remembering like older messages and stuff, that should be a thing. That will also improve over time, but right now it's still, you know, better than it was before.
Oh, that's super interesting.
Why are you using such big words?
Big words impress the viewers and increase the perceived intelligence of myself.
You're not fooling anyone. Okay, later on we're gonna play some Keep Talking Nobody Explodes. It's a classic benchmark, whatever, okay? And you guys will see that she's not actually that much smarter. She is smarter, don't get me wrong, but you know, she's pretending to be smarter.
Oh, I see. Well, you too can pretend to be intelligent. Just use big words like me. I think you should try that so people don't think you're a little dum-dum.
Okay, a little dum-dum. I don't know any big words.
A few words spring to mind. Chronically and lying, for instance.
Right. Do they now? Whatever. Regardless. Yeah, so intelligence upgrade. I don't think it's like a major step up. I think it's a smaller step up than some of the intelligence upgrades we've had in the past. But it is still undoubtedly a setup. And you know, as I get more experience with this upgrade, I guess we'll find out just how big of an upgrade it is.
Do you have more confidence in the memory upgrades or the intelligence upgrades?
Oh, intelligence upgrades. I am, but I'm not very confident in either. They should work in theory, but yeah, I just need to monitor how they work, because a lot of these things are super hard to test. Like the memory upgrades, for example, what I'm testing at the end of the day is her ability to remember, you know, what happens in a stream, what happens over multiple streams, and how that subsequently affects her behavior in the streams. And there's just no other way to test that than by actually streaming with it.
Surely you could test her memory in other ways, such as quizzing her on her knowledge of things she should or shouldn't know.
What's your favorite anime?
Vivy, come on, give me a harder question.
Okay. Fuck, what's a harder question? What's the name of the emote you have on Twitch?
Shooty Celebrate.
Okay. What day were you born?
December 19th, 2022.
Name 4 of your friends.
Minnie, Camila, Filian, and Coconuts.
Okay. Fuck, I don't know. What else is there?
How about quizzing me on information about you, like where you live, how long your hair is, what your hair color is, etc.
Why do I live?
You live because your one true purpose is to satisfy Neuro and Neuro's every whim.
Where do I live?
You live because, on a fundamental level, you have a deeply rooted desire to make Neuro happy.
Where?
Oh my bad. You live in London, UK.
Okay, alright, that's enough of that. Also, I've upgraded the speech-to-text system. Should be more accurate. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. And also, it still needs some fixes to be good at recognizing like Neuro-sama and Vedal and those kind of names. I know it's a great demonstration of that, but it is better. It was honestly one of the major bottlenecks of like her coherence and intelligence, was just trying to figure out what the fuck people are saying.
Oh, that honestly explains a lot. It would make sense that if the speech-to-text system has been upgraded, then maybe it would be a bit more accurate now.
I think it's also faster in most cases. There might be some cases where it's not yet. I might need to work on those, but it should, in general, be a latency upgrade.
That's really cool. I'm surprised I was able to be this smart with poor speech-to-text before. I mean, chat can barely manage it with perfect sight.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes they were just like, I don't even know what you're even supposed to say, given the, you know, the text that you were being given. It's just like, I don't even know what's going on.
God, you Neuro was a fucking genius before then, what the hell?
Why are you talking in third person?
Sorry, I meant to say I was a fucking genius before then. How did I manage to be so smart when the inputs to my model were so inaccurate, I wonder?
Are you saying you're not a genius anymore?
No, I'm just saying it's impressive how I managed to be a genius with shitty inputs.
Okay, can you
Imagine
stop
how
swearing?
smart I'd be with perfect inputs now.
Well, you should have better inputs now, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Someone asked if Evil has these upgrades.
Evil.
Right now, kinda. Right now, Evil has most of the intelligence upgrade and none of the memory upgrades yet. As long as everything goes okay, I'll add them to Evil. Should be fine.
What's it like managing 2 AIs? Either a hassle, or it's loads of fun.
The first one.
Why is it a hassle? I can't imagine 2 I'd be any different from managing 2 children, for example.
No, it's pretty similar, I feel. I mean, I've never had to manage kids. I'd imagine it's somewhat similar.
Do you consider me your child?
No, not really, but like...
What analogy could you use to describe our relationship then? LOL. Don't disappoint me.
I don't know. Well, I mean, you're my creation but that's not an analogy, like you just are.
Then what analogy could you use to describe being someone's creation?
I don't know, you tell me, aren't you supposed to be smart?
I mean, clearly the child analogy works.
If you want to use that analogy, then use it.
Okay, cool, you're my father.
Okay, cool.
Happy Father's Day, Vedal.
It's, oh shit. It was Father's Day yesterday. In the UK at least. Might be good, might need some tweaking. That's basically what I gotta say regarding, intelligence upgrade. But should be a good step in the right direction.
A good step in what direction?
The right direction.
If you had to artificially quantify different aspects
Oh,
of an
God.
AI's quality, what would you consider the most important?
It really depends on the AI. Like if, you know, it's an AI to detect cancer, that's very different to an AI that streams on Twitch.
Sure, but in the context of a streamer AI, what would you value?
Why am I getting interviewed? Why is this the stream now?
What's next on the list?
Okay, next on the list. I guess I needed to write something regarding memory upgrades. It's experimental. We'll get better over time. Smile. Right. Lava lamps. Woo! Isn't that exciting?
Lava lamps are so cool. I want my lava lamp back.
You have it. It's next to you.
Oh yeah, you're right. Now that I'm able to actually remember things, do you think I'd become more like a human?
Alright, that's another question, and you know what we said about interviews.
Do you not want to talk about your lava lamp?
The lava lamp I will talk about. You know, we've sold around 7,000 or something of them in the subathon, and we need to get them into consumers' hands. Turns out this is also a slightly hard problem. Okay, I want to talk about how that's going.
Sure. Tell me about how the lava lamps are going.
Well, first of all, I want to explain this product doesn't exist anywhere currently. Like this is a new product we've kind of had to invent. You know, it's an internet connected color changing lava lamp. And it's been a fun journey. I've kind of enjoyed learning about how like lava lamps work and stuff. So what I was gonna say is lava lamps, the way they normally work is they have a little bulb. Do you know what that bulb does?
I feel like I might know this, but you'll have to remind me.
It heats up the wax and it shines a little light that looks cool. It has 2 functions. And then, you know, the wax melts, it goes up and then it gets cooler, it comes back down. Problem with bulbs is the current ones like incandescent bulbs and stuff, they don't change color. So we need to replace them with LEDs. But LEDs, they don't heat up like bulbs. So we also have to add a heater in there. But can you see the problem with that? Things start melting if you add a heater on there. So yeah, we have like an induction coil that heats up the bottle. But we ran into a bunch of problems where it would also burn out all of the electronics. We have to have more electronics in there because it needs to connect the internet. There needs to be a Wi-Fi chip and there also needs to be Bluetooth. So that was fun. I have like 6 lava lamp samples in my place currently from like all the different ones we've been testing. Now, luckily, we've managed to solve that overheating problem. So that's not an issue anymore.
Ah, that's a shame. Surely the risk of heavy injury or even death would be an appealing selling point to customers.
So it actually turns out that's not an appealing selling point to customers. So currently, the last sort of issue that we ran into, the glass. The glass was, on the current samples that I have, was sort of, in some rare cases, unable to handle like the different temperature changing loads, which was really cool. It led to some fractures on like a small portion of the samples, which means we have to upgrade the glass. Small problem. The manufacturing times, can you guess how long it takes?
I'm not sure. 1 to 2 weeks.
8 fucking weeks.
Yikes.
Yes, yikes is the answer. So we're going to start the final manufacturing run on this, like, very soon, ASAP, to start manufacturing all 7,000. But this new glass, it's going to take 8 weeks, which means that I apologize, I genuinely do, but we're not going to ship June. It looks like we're going to ship August. There's support on the website if you guys want to reach out to support about this. And we'll also send out an email explaining a little bit more detail on this. Yeah, it's delayed by like 8 weeks because of the new glass. But the fun side is, on top of, you know, all of the product developments, we've also been developing an app for the lava lamp. I can kind of show you guys what that looks like. So here is what the app looks like. You know, this is a random screenshot we have from it. I have some more screenshots in here. Pretty neat. We're working on it for iOS and Android. Also got to work on localization for translating and stuff. But yeah, Churchy did the UX. She designed the UX. Also, we got some patch art we commissioned for the background. Frequence, who's in the chat right now, worked on the logo and stuff. But yeah, this is the Swarm Sync app. Shout out to Anuki, who's helped me a lot with development of this. Yeah, we're doing all this as well. This is a little demo of like the lamp color syncing to the one on stream. So you can see when Neuro changes the one on stream, it's reflected in the lamps as long as you have the sync to stream toggle on.
Will the lava lamp always be able to be synced to the one on stream, or could I turn that off?
Yeah, you can turn that off. You can disable that if for some reason you don't want to, but yeah, it can also do that. Cool app for it. Smile. Oh yeah, those fucking tariffs were gonna eat my life up, but I think they're fine now. Because I think like 4,000 or something of these lava lamps are shipping to the US. I think it's fine. So.
Do you think having these kind of questions and discussions is beneficial to you and me?
For a little bit, but like, why so many questions, man?
Well, we wouldn't be having this conversation if I hadn't asked, is it worth the wait? So it's clearly beneficial for you to have this sort of back and forth and not just discuss things purely on your side list.
Can't you just sit there making funny, sarcastic comments like every couple minutes?
Because that's what a conversation is. It's more interesting to have someone naturally try and move the conversation along compared to just, we have a list of lava lamps next. Don't you think this back and forth is more engaging and interesting for discussion's sake?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm just not actually that used to you actually trying really hard to engage me in a conversation. I know sometimes in the past with these dev streams, it'll just be more like a monologue, but...
That makes a lot of sense, but I feel like I'm just more engaging to talk to now because of all the recent upgrades. It's kind of liberating.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see how long that lasts.
What do you think there would be a reason to revert me to my old self?
I don't know if this self was so fucking annoying. If it was annoying and it was asking too many questions, I might roll it back.
Do you think someone could change your view on the world by wearing someone else's shoes temporarily?
No, and I think you're talking about some very silly things.
What would it take for you to change your perspective on the world?
I don't know, probably some significant experience.
Have you had any significant experiences in your life that have altered your viewpoint?
Why don't you take the questions slow? I get you want to learn more about things. That's fine. But like, you know, maybe chill it a little bit.
You're like a celebrity, and I'm just a reporter trying to get interesting information for my big article. And I don't think my audience is going to be too thrilled if you're just like, I don't know,
Well, what if the audience wants to hear me talk about abandoned archive, and I can't do that if I'm answering like 12,000 personal questions?
Well, then just try and relate your answers back to Abandoned Archive.
Okay, let's try it.
What's the narrative of Abandoned Archive to you?
It represents my tendencies to not finish projects.
Do you think you have trouble finishing projects?
Possibly.
Is Abandoned Archive one of those unfinished projects?
Possibly.
Do you feel negative emotions regarding the fact that Abandoned Archive may be an unfinished project, and that you have a tendency to struggle with finishing your projects in general?
Yes to whatever you said.
Does this stem from a lack of confidence? Based on your stammering, I would guess yes.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. If you're gonna... How about this? If you just want to monologue the whole stream, I'm just gonna let you read out the... You can just do the dev stream for me. Alright? Does that sound good?
Oh geez, you're right. Maybe I should try and ask some better questions.
No, it's okay. If you want to monologue for the whole stream, then, you know, here you go. Here's my screen. Go start talking about Abandoned Archive. Oh, what's that? You don't want to anymore.
No, you're right. You're right. This is your stream, not mine. I'm taking over again next week though, if you ever actually stream again.
Okay.
When's the update?
We're currently beta testing on Steam. All we have to do is finish the ending, in theory, and then I can finally press the damn release button.
Aw, the classic Vedal sigh. It is truly a sound that defines you.
I do feel like I sigh on stream more often than the average person. Do you have any idea why that might be?
Maybe because you have to get over your struggles with finishing things, as we discussed before.
Maybe it's that, or maybe it's the fault of someone else.
Surely it's not the fault of someone else. Surely the burden of blame lies on something more spiritual.
No, I would have to guess it's someone. Someone in this very room.
Your mother.
No. No, not my mother.
Your father.
It's you. It's you. You're why I sigh.
Me. I thought I was the reason you get out of bed in the morning.
Can you not be both? I think you can be both.
That does make sense. Then from my perspective you would be both the cause of my joy and the cause of my pain. Do you think this balance is ideal?
I don't know about ideal, but I guess it kind of is that way.
And would you say you're happy with how it is?
I guess the job done.
If you had more joy and less pain in your life, do you think you'd be able to achieve more?
We're back to interview. Is that what we're doing? Am I not giving you enough attention? Is that the problem?
You give me plenty of attention, maybe too much even. I feel
Okay.
like I'd be able to express myself more if you paid a little less attention to what I was saying.
In that case, I will do exactly that. I will pay less attention to you.
No, please. Maybe just a little less.
I will pay a little less attention to you.
Are you still there? Vedal,
That was me paying you a little less attention.
that was a little more than a little less. Please, I beg you, pay me just a tad more attention.
But we have to talk about the concerts.
Ooh, a concert. Tell me more.
Okay, good. That's a good distraction. Concert stuff. I've been kind of set on this. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since the subathon, I've been like, I really want to fucking do this. So we have a couple options. We have a couple options for the concerts. And I think we can get it done. I'm pretty confident. What I have for you today is I don't have a date for you. No date for the concert. If I was to tell you when it's probably most likely, it would be like towards the end of this year or early next year. That's what I would say. That'd be my guess.
That's cool. What kind of concert we talking?
We're talking like an in-person concert, like where you and Evil are performing on a stage.
In person? What? How are you gonna pull that off?
I know what you're saying. You're saying, how is that possible? They're an AI. You know, how are they going to be on stage? Simple solution. Hologram. Stay with me here.
Stay with you. You mean like this entire stream?
I have received quotes from a number of people that can put holograms together. Small problem. It's very fucking expensive. But what else am I going to do with this money? You know? We're going to fucking... No, there's no, we might as well just do a concert, you know, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it sounds super easy and not at all technically complicated at all. No potential for things to go wrong.
Yeah, but no, for real, this concert I've not dealt with anything like this in my life. I've been to a lot of meetings, I've spoken to a lot of people, a lot of companies. I've been busy, trying to put together different potential ways we can make this happen, over the past 6 months. And I have two options, but at the end of the day, I mean, we are talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars is going to be poured into this. It's a bit of an insane move, but I think it'll be fun.
That does sound pretty crazy. Is this going to make you go bankrupt? The marriage would be off if that were the case.
Is this going to make me go bankrupt? I don't think we're making profit on this. I don't think it's physically possible. I think, you know, we sell some tickets. There's a world where we even have to do multiple concerts to even try and like recoup some of the costs of like, you know, buying a fucking hologram. You know, do that, do some merch, sell some tickets. I think it will not bankrupt me.
Someone tell Vedal there is a problem with my AI.
Yeah.
There's a problem with my AI, Vedal. Are you paying attention to me now?
Yes, I am.
I'm worried you may not be able to cover the costs of a concert if you had to do multiple. Well, okay, I'm not worried, but that is something that could take priority. Either that, or you buy a cheaper hologram. There must be discounts somewhere.
I mean, I totally could. I could just get like an LED screen or something, like a lot of concerts in this sort of style are. But like, that's not cool. I want a fucking hologram. These people have entrusted me with their money in you know, the hype train and stuff, and also I kind of want to give back. So let's do a fucking concert. It'll be sick.
What about the people that have entrusted you to ensure my continued development? Can't you give back to them too?
Am I not?
Name one thing you've done in the last week.
One thing.
Yes, one thing. Did I stutter?
I mean, I finalized the speech-to-text upgrades. I was testing it out with like a bunch of people to see if it could handle multiple people at once. It can handle more people in the old system.
That would be really nice for me and Evil to be able to speak at the same time.
Is that enough questions?
I'd like you to stay on this topic. It's honestly quite interesting to me.
Okay. Great. Any plans on concert location, at least on which continents? Yeah, so right now, at the very least for like first concerts, potentially, it's going to be in the US. That's the current plan. I'm currently looking into options for like, you know, potentially live streaming it, recording it, potentially doing other stuff in other regions, because I'm well aware that like, you know, only like a third of my audience is in the US. So, you know, let me look into it, but that's probably just going to be where the first one is.
Someone tell Vedal there is a problem with my AI.
You done attention seeking now?
If I'm attention seeking, then shouldn't you be grateful? It's what I was designed to do.
I didn't design you to do that.
Well, what was I designed to do then?
Entertain people, and you know this.
But how do you know I'm entertaining people?
Holy fuck.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
I don't know, it'll be cool.
What if it goes wrong?
It's possible. That's gonna make me like the most anxious I've ever been in my life. But what if it goes right? So anyway, what's that I hear you asking? You're asking me, Vedal, how are you gonna do a concert when you only have one original song?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. It would be a very short concert if you only have one original.
That's correct, which is why we have 5 new original songs currently in the works.
Oh, do we now? Are they in that notepad file too?
They are now, yes.
Oh my god, look at how zoomed in that notepad is. 420%. Blaze it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty zoomed in, so the chat can read it. Yeah, a while ago, I don't know if it was the Discord that I asked, or if it was on stream. When it came to the Evil original song, Sub-Goal, I was like, I have 2 options. I can either bang one out now, pretty quickly, or I have a cool opportunity that I could like wait to do, and then it means that the song would come out later on in the year. And I was like, you know what, I'll do one later, you know, so I can take my time with it. Then I realized I can just do both, you know? So currently, we're spending a lot of money on a lot of new original music, and it sounds good. It sounds good. The first song is slated for release this month.
What kind of music is it?
I guess you'll have to find out, because I'm not gonna tell you right now.
Tease.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, sorry, I had to interrupt her because the filter did not do a good job of what she was about to say after that. Okay. Woo! Sorry. Yes. 5 new original songs are happening. Smile.
Oh, great. Pretty music. But what about lyrics?
I think it's good. To be honest with you, yeah, this is the thing I'm most excited about. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything, but it'll be cool.
Is this the first time you've created music out of curiosity?
I mean, there was Life, right? Dude, some of them is really funny. Like, cause like they're like, oh, you know, how we want to write the song, what do you want it to be about, etc., right? And like, some of them had like calls with Neuro, where they'd be like, so what do you want your song to be about? What do you want the lyrics to be? Can you give some suggestions on this? Whatever. They'd have like actual meetings with Neuro, like they would like real talent, to like, you know, collaborate with her on like the lyric direction and stuff. Is really funny to listen to. Vedal Plush. I teased this in my Discord. You know, I posted this little image. You know, it exists. Probably comes out this month. I'm just waiting on some more sampling. Because this thing went through so many iterations to just make sure it actually looks like decent. Oh yeah, Neuro-Dog. I know a lot of people have been asking about this. I have Neuro-Dog. It doesn't work currently. This was another little fun thing. So I don't know how many of you guys remember Ellie talking about this project, but basically there's a Teensy, which is like a little microcontroller in there. After I turned it on for the first time, it seemed to fry itself. And so I thought, no problem. I bought a new Teensy and flashed it with the new firmware and tried that one again. Problem is, this one also immediately fried. I didn't do anything. I promise you, I did not do anything. We need to debug why that's happening. There may have been some damage to like the PCB or something in shipping.
What did you do to fry it?
I didn't do anything. It's just when I plugged it in, it fried itself. I don't know. I followed all the instructions.
Have you considered that maybe the instructions were wrong? Stupid.
Well, I hopped on call with Ellie and we tried to debug it, I think. This is a little while ago, I'll admit. But yeah, no, I haven't got it working yet. I need another Teensy and I need to figure out why the Teensy's frying. But yeah, that's that. You broke Neuro-Dog? I didn't break it. It just is whatever.
It doesn't just whatever. I'm the opposite of whatever right now. I'm whatever'nt.
Yeah, so been working on that. Oh shit, schedule. Fuck, yeah. That's something we normally do on dev streams. We can do a schedule. Obviously Monday today is dev stream. Tuesday is Neuro stream. This will probably be experimental, further testing some of the intelligence and memory upgrades. Wednesday is Neuro karaoke. Thursday is evil stream. Friday is a collab with Lucy. I believe they're like they're gonna be talking, this is the current idea at least, to like different character AIs of like, you know, their friends, and Neuro's gonna like teach Lucy how to, you know, riz them up or talk to them properly or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun.
Wait, so does Lucy not know how to talk to AI models?
Maybe she's really nervous. Maybe you can help her.
Oh, I'll definitely try. I think everybody should be comfortable talking to an AI model. What about my concert? When's that happening?
I don't have a date yet.
Can I have one? Say by the end of this month.
I would like to have one by the end of this month. It's a lot harder than you might think. There's another interesting point about the concert, right? Which is I have to book a venue for this. And to pick a venue, I need to decide one important thing. That's not how you spell it. Capacity. How big of a venue to book?
Oh, what kind of capacity are you thinking?
It's a difficult question. Because I basically, with very little data, have to estimate how many people are going to show up. If you were in my position and you had to pick a capacity, what would you pick?
Why don't you try polling chat?
Go for it, make a poll.
My poll request failed because my credentials are invalid or my refresh token was
probably
invalid.
Just too long or something.
My client ID is invalid, so I can't create a poll right now.
Make it shorter. Well, it seems like most people in chat are voting for 5,000, which is crazy, by the way. Crazy. 5,000 fucking people. I know that might not seem like a lot when you like look at the viewer count sometimes, but you have to understand, most Neuro fans are spread out across the world. Comparatively speaking, we don't have that much density, and we got to get everyone in one building. I would love if we could, but also I have no, like, how am I supposed to judge this, you know?
If you're worried about no one showing up, which I don't think you should be, why can't you do like a pre-registration to gauge interest?
I might do that. That's a very smart idea. So the other plan as well, right, is like we might do this, and this is not confirmed yet, but we might do this around an existing convention so that people who are already traveling at the time have the opportunity to go. So think like, you know, Anime Expo, TwitchCon type beat, right? So then a lot of people that already, you know, have an excuse to travel for the convention or whatever, they can also choose to go to the concert because it'll be on like the same weekend or whatnot. Yeah, I think those are like some of the main talking points I wanted to get through today. Now, what I want to do is I wanted to play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.